Yo, what up? What up? What up? Perry Jeffries here with Cash Flow Unlocked. Hey, coming to you with this broadcast to really share one of the major value adds that you're going to learn in our upcoming financial boot camp, our 5 day financial boot camp. So, want to share one of the major takeaways that you're going to have. And this takeaway that I'm going to share with you, the feedback that we got from our previous participants in the boot camp on this particular day, this was one of their most transformational days. Okay. So coming into the boot camp, a lot of individuals came in thinking, like, man, he's going to teach us about budget and maybe a couple of strategies. And unbeknownst to them and to their surprise and delight, we actually not only gave them the tools to transform their finances, but more importantly, the tools to transform their mindset, because that is the first tool, that is the first asset that we have to grow, which is your mindset, how you think about money. Because how you think about money, your relationship with money, that is going to dictate if you're going to actually execute on the strategies. So let's just call it what it is. If I'm keeping it 100 with you, there are a ton of strategies out there to make money. Everybody's going to tell you, hey, this is the best strategy to create wealth. Hey, this is the best tactic. This is the account that you need to have. Where here's the deal, I'm going to give it to you just 100. Is more than just, hey, a strategy, right? Because there's a ton of strategies. If all of these strategies make people money and all of these strategies are available to you, then why are so many people broke? Why are so many people still struggling with their finances? Why are so many people still covered up in debt? Why do so many people still see no path forward to be financially free and independent? Okay. So it's not about the strategy. It's really about the mindset shift that happens first, and then implementing that strategy on the back end of that. Make sense? All right, cool. So y'all just rock with me real quick. If this is making sense, just type in the comments mindset, mindset. Just type in the comments mindset. I want to see those comments come through. All right, so let's jump into it. So on one of the days during our financial boot camp, I'm going to cover the topic of leverage. And you may have heard this, term before. May hear companies, leveraging their assets, where they're putting their assets up for collateral or leverage in a financial sense, right? But let me just break it down to you in the most simplest forms. Leverage equals speed. Okay. Let me say that again. Leverage equals speed. Now, how we're different than a lot of, financial, quote unquote professionals out there is that we do not subscribe to the all slow and steady, and hopefully one day when we're 65, 70 years of age with arthritis in the knees and a bad back and neck, we'll be hopefully be able to retire. We don't subscribe to that. We subscribe to the idea of how do we create financial freedom today. In order to do that, we have to implement speed. So that's why leverage is such an important component to our wealthy framework that we share inside our financial freedom bootcamp. Okay. So think about this. Leverage equals speed. Type that in the chat. Let me see those come through. Leverage equals speed. I'll wait here a second. I'm going to see those come through. Make sure you guys are connected with me. Okay, great. There it is. Leverage equals speed. Perfect. All right. So let's just get right in here to it. So there are different forms of leverage, and I'm going to share a couple here with you. But before I get there, let me paint this story just so you can receive this information of how we want you to receive it, and so that you can metabolize it and digest it the right way. This is not a get rich quick scheme. The strategy and the framework that I'm sharing with you is the framework that I've built from 20 years of experience, not only advising other clients and multi-million dollar businesses and managing $80 million in assets, but also the framework that I created in order to allow me to be financially free by the age of 50. Okay. So what I'm giving you is not theory. What I'm actually giving you is something tangible that works. Okay. So I'm going to give you just the highlights of it. So first, with respects to leverage, first takeaway, why why hard work alone isn't enough. The wealthy don't work harder. They work smarter. And so can you. I've interviewed and have the opportunity just through the nature of my business to work with hundreds of multi-millionaires and multi-millionaires over my 20-year time frame. And over that 20-year time frame, have the opportunity to connect with and become friends with individuals who are worth $50 million and above, right? And one thing that stands out most about them is they do not go about this themselves. Here's the deal, yo: creating wealth, creating financial freedom, having a time independence is not a solo act. It is not a individual sport. It is a team sport. If you're going to get to this place where you can wake up on January 1st, January 1st of the year and say, hey, if I don't do anything, if I don't trade my time for dollars at all this year, all my expenses are paid. Right. That's where we want you to get to. We want you to get to a place of financial freedom. We want you to get to a place where you have enough monthly recurring passive income coming in to cover your monthly expenses so that you are financially free and you no longer have to stress about money. If you're going to get there, you are not going to get there by yourself. Creating financial freedom is not an individual sport. It is a team sport. You have to have your team around you. Every wealthy individual I know, every millionaire that I know has their team of accountants, lawyers, advisors, bankers, realtors, right? And what's lovely about that team is that those team members all know each other. If you've ever heard of a family office, which is typically set aside for just the ultra wealthy, but I'm going to kind of bring you into the concept because you can actually create your own family office doing the same thing, is an entity that has its own advisor, its own accountant, its own attorneys and whatnot, and they all sit at the table together. Because in order to move the needle, in order to get to the finish line, in order to get to the promised land, you're going to have teamwork, just like in sports, right? And I know some people say, well, not all sports are individual. Tiger Woods, what I'm saying, he won a bunch of tournaments and he was just by himself. No, he wasn't. He had his caddy, he had his personal trainer, strength conditioning coach, he had his swing coach. Same way with your professional athletes. Nobody is winning a basketball championship without a coach, a system, and teammates who all buy into the same system. Type that in. Matter of fact, pause. Type that in for me real quick, right? Type that in. Type in teamwork. Just type that in for me real quick. Comment teamwork. Super important that you get this. All right. Now, they can't go at it alone because, again, we are looking for speed. We are not looking to waste a whole lot of time, energy, and money trying to figure it out on our own. What we want to do is incorporate a team, individuals who have expertise in different areas, right? So that you can tap into that. But you need to build your team. You need to connect with people who have a vision of creating the same type of lifestyle that you have. People who have a vision, right? Who have a vision of being financially free and independent. And if you can't, and if those individuals aren't currently in your network, you need to find a new network because this is real life. Real life. Perry, when you say real life, what do you mean? It is projected by the year 2053 that the median net worth of Black and brown folks and minorities will be zero. Let me say that again. Median net worth will be a big fat goose egg. So we have to get this right. Okay. So again, you want to have a team. Wealthy people don't, what I'm saying? Anybody who's create any amount of success in life, not just in wealth, just in life in general, athletics, marriage, relationships, church, organizations, has been done with the team. So start thinking about now who you want on your team. Super important. Because why? Leverage equals speed. And what we're trying to do is condense time frames. What if I told you that we have been fed a myth? What if I told you that there is a sacred cow that we need to kill that says, man, you have to wait till you're 65, 70 years of age to retire? I recently read a stat that said 75% of people would love to retire before the age of 60, but only 25% of people actually ever retire, period. So everybody wants to be able to take their foot off the grass and own their time and not have to clock in, right? 75% of people want that. but only 25% or less of people ever get there. Seen another stat that says 2 out of 100 people at the age of 65 are financially secure and independent, right? They're probably trying to go about this by themselves. So this is why we want to create a team, because what we want to be able to do is condense time frames. We want to be able to take this myth or this sacred cow that we've been told that we have to work 40, 50 years just to enjoy the last 10 years of our life. And we need to condense that time frame to be able to get to a financial freedom goal in lightning speed. And the only way we'll be able to do that is with a team. All right. The next bullet point I want you to take home, right? Leveraging other people's time, money, and expertise. How to use other resources to accelerate your financial success. I started this, stream off talking about, hey, this is something that we're going to teach in our financial freedom bootcamp, our 5-day financial transformational freedom bootcamp. All right. And what are we looking to do here is I'm giving you the opportunity to leverage my expertise. I have been in the financial service industry for 20 plus years as a fully licensed professional, not only on the insurance side, but also on the security side. So, not just, oh, I have a life insurance license. I've had a Series 7. I still hold a Series 66. I have a bunch of designations, CRPC, CPFA, right? So, I am a professional who's been doing this for over 2 decades. How beneficial would it be for me to teach you the most important concepts I've learned about creating financial freedom in less than 5 days? You're like, what, Perry? Yes, I'm going to condense and give you the hottest points, my wealthy 7-step framework in 5 days. And it's taking me 20 years to get this down. That's condensing time frames. That is leverage and that is speed. See, you're leveraging my expertise to get you closer to your goal. That is the power of having a coach. That is the power of having a mentor, somebody who's already been there before, who can tell you when to turn left and when to turn right. Type that down for me real quick. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just type that in the chat for me real quick. Type accelerate, because that's what we're looking to do. We're not only looking to accelerate your finances, we're looking to accelerate your time frame. How can we get there sooner? One way you get there sooner is you leverage the expertise of somebody who's further along than you. All right, great. Well, hold on. We're also going to talk about leveraging other people's time. When you say leveraging other people's time, Perry, what do you mean? Here's the deal. We started the first bullet point off saying that you can't go about doing this yourself. So if you're a business owner, how do you grow and scale your business and allow your business to serve more people? You have to leverage other people's time. You have to bring on board people who can help serve more people. If you want to serve 1,000 people and there's only one of you may not be able to get it done. But if there's 10 people in your organization who are both passionate about, all passionate like you are, now you can serve more people, right? So here's the deal. You want to be able to leverage other people's time. There are individuals who have time. It may be just a little bit of time. Maybe it's an hour a week. Maybe it's 2 hours a week. Maybe it's 10 hours a month, whatever the case may be. But leverage their time to allow them to be in their area of genius, to allow to actually help you get to your goal. And by helping you get to your goal, you can help them get to their goal, right? Example being, we just recently brought on our staff a phenomenal marketing and branding individual, right? And we are leveraging her time. We meet with her once a week for about an hour and a half, and then she works on her own, because she's a contractor on the back end, setting things up, establishing funnels and email sequences and things of that nature. All the things that we're not good at doing. We are leveraging her time, and by leveraging her time, we're able to help and serve more people. And if we're able to help and serve more people, we're creating what we call a value exchange. Here's the deal. In order for you to increase your income, you have to help more people. And you cannot help more people if you're trying to do everything and wearing all the hats. So that's how you leverage other people's time. And then most of us have heard leveraging other people's money. The almighty OPM, other people's money. And I know there's going to be some individuals who've listened to some of the other financial talking heads out there and say, "Oh, Perry, I think you're talking about debt and I'm anti debt. Well, here's the deal, I am anti debt as well. Let me share something with you. We mistake debt for a liability. Debt, being in debt and having a liability is not the same thing. So let me give you this real quick thing, and I'm gonna teach on this inside our 5-day financial boot camp. Being in debt is when you have more liabilities than you have assets. That's being in debt. Just because you have a loan or a line of credit does not necessarily mean you're in debt. In order for you to be in debt, you have to have more liabilities, more money that you owe than what you have in assets. Assets that can, things that can be converted into cash pretty quickly, right? So, your savings accounts, your investment accounts, your retirement accounts, your home, I'm saying? All of those are assets. So when you look at your balance sheet, you are only in debt when your liabilities are more than your assets. Okay. So let's just clear the air on that. So we're talking about leveraging liabilities, right? So a liability could be a line of credit that you use to go out and purchase a real estate property, a rental property that's giving you cash flow, right? Or we could be talking about using a liability so when we're using liabilities to produce cash flow, that is a producing liability. Okay. Right. So we can use that, saying, we use our HELOC to go out and, purchase a business, or we're using our infinite banking cash value insurance policy, right? And using that as leverage to take out a policy loan to then go invest in a business opportunity, right? What we're creating right there is cash flow. So as long as that liability is being used to invest or purchase something that's going to produce cash flow and an asset that is continuing to grow, then you're not in debt. You're in debt when your liabilities are more than your assets. We're going to teach on this inside our 5-day financial boot camp. So make sure you tap in. All right. And when you start to understand how to leverage other people's time, money, and expertise, and you put that trifecta together, you will be able to accelerate your chance, your opportunities and your pathway to financial success. All right, stay with me here. Last bullet point. The wealth secret sauce. Practical ways to multiply your efforts for exponential growth. The secret sauce of the wealthy is this: they do not sell appreciating assets. Let me say that again. Secret sauce, they do not sell appreciating assets. So, Perry, what do they do when they need money? They use those appreciating assets to go and get access to capital. We see it with real estate. Hey, I own an apartment building or I own my home. And instead, hey, and I need, $50,000 to go start a business. I'm not going to go sell my home. It's an appreciating asset. I'm not going to go sell my rental property. I'm not going to sell my apartment building. What I'm going to do is go get a line of credit or maybe a HELOC, right? And keep that asset in place and use that asset to get access to capital to then go invest in another asset that's going to produce cash flow, right? So the wealthy know that we do not sell appreciating assets. When we need money, we use those assets as collateral to get access to money, right? Now, that's one piece of the secret sauce. The other piece of the secret sauce is this: how can you use the same dollar multiple times? How can you take the $1 and get not one, but two, three, four, maybe five financial benefits from that $1? When you're understanding how to take that dollar and get multiple benefits, where you're getting protection of principal, you're getting tax deferred growth, you're getting access to capital, you're getting tax free income, you're getting a legacy death benefit. When you really start to understand that this $1 has the power to do multiple things, and by having that dollar working for you in one, two, three, four, five different ways, and now you can go out here and invest with peace of mind, knowing that you have a solid, stable foundation. And you can now go out here and invest with a level of comfort, with less anxiety, less stress, knowing that, hey, even if this and secondary investment does not pan out, you still have your original investment with all the bells and whistles and all the financial benefits. You're able to move different. When you have confidence, know that you can go out and invest and mitigate, minimize, and in some cases, completely remove your risk. You're now able to go out here and, excuse me, and move extremely faster and experience exponential growth. Man, put that down in the chat. If you're rocking with this and you're like, man, Perry, this is sounding absolutely amazing. I'm picking up what you're laying down. That's old school, right? If you're picking up what I'm laying down, type growth in the comments. Like, and if you want to, if you want to be a standout student, type exponential growth in the comments. Let me wait for you here real quick. Exponential growth. Yeah. So, quick recap, summary of what we're covering here. In one of the days of our 5-day financial freedom bootcamp, which we promised to you will be transformational, we're going to cover why hard work alone is not enough, why the wealthy don't work harder, they work smarter, and so can you. We're going to cover leveraging other people's time, money, and expertise, and how to use those other resources to accelerate your timeline to financial success. And last but not least, the wealth secret sauce, knowing which assets to put your initial dollar into so that you can get multiple financial benefits, and understanding the power of true leverage, holding on to your appreciating assets and being able to use those assets to now get access to capital to go out and acquire more cash producing assets so that you can experience exponential growth. That's what we're talking about here, right? And that's why I'm going to urge you to tap in to our 5-day financial freedom bootcamp. The link, my team is putting the link inside the chat, inside the comments, so you can tap in. Give us 5 days of your time. Matter of fact, give yourself 5 days of your time back, right? Do whatever you need to do to rearrange your schedule and so that you can block out 1 to 2 hours a day for 5 days so you can learn these things, so that you can tap in with us and ask direct questions, so that we can teach and mentor you on a proven system that has allowed individuals to leave their jobs 10, 15, 20 years before quote unquote retirement years, which has given people the opportunity to stop working so they can spend time with loved ones, which has given people the opportunity to say, you know what, I'm going to go and do something completely different because I have enough cash flow, enough passive income coming in that I'm able to buy my time back and now do what my sole purpose in life is, right? The same thing that's allowing me to go from being a traditional financial advisor to now being a financial freedom strategist with this framework, which is allowing me to accelerate my timeline to financial freedom so that at the age of 50, instead of the age of 65, 70, so we're talking about 15 to 20 years, I'm buying back so that I can do the things that I truly enjoy, which just so happens to be mentoring other future millionaires. So jump on the link, tap in, come join us on our 5-day challenge. Don't make the excuse, because it's easy to say, oh, Perry, my schedule just doesn't permit it. Man, I'm busy that day. We got to answer for you. There are recordings. There are recordings to the session. So if you can't make it every day, you can go back and watch the recordings. And we're providing you with 2 options. We're providing you with a general admission option at $97 and a VIP option at $297. And with the VIP option, you'll have lifetime access to the videos. And with the general admission, you have 24-hour access to the recordings. So you cannot use the excuse of I'm busy that day. Excuses are tools of incompetence used to build monuments of nothingness, and those who indulge in them are seldom capable of anything else. Excuses. If you are not currently on the path to be financially independent, if you are not currently in a place where you know exactly what you need to do to buy your time back, if you are in a place where you're still trying to figure out what is the best investment for you to make for you and your family, then what you need to do is commit to 5 days of getting this information. We're giving you millions of dollars of information. This information, the right individual, the right action taker, the right implementer is going to take this information we give them, and they're going to go out and create financial independence and freedom for their family, generational wealth, and multi-million dollars. This is what we know to be true. This is just what we know to be true. So tap in. The link is below. In addition to that, if you still kind of got some questions, head over to our Cash Flow Unlocked Facebook group. There's a chat in there, the Financial Freedom Boot Camp Challenge, where if you have some questions, head over there. We'll be happy. Somebody on my team will be happy to answer some of your questions around the boot camp. If you got some questions and kind of want to get some clarity on some things, jump on over to our Facebook group, Cash Flow Unlocked. 3 words, cash, 1 word, flow, 2 unlocked. Head over to our Facebook group, tap in, join the Financial Freedom Bootcamp chat, and pose your questions. Somebody on our team will be happy to answer those questions for you so that you can so that you can eliminate all excuses to tap into this information and start to change the financial trajectory for you and your family. All right, y'all. Perry Jeffries here with Cash Flow Unlocked. I'm looking to see you in our 5-day financial freedom boot camp starting November 11th. Do not procrastinate. Jump on the link, tap in, register today, solidify your spot. I'm looking forward to see you on the beginning of your road to financial freedom. All right, family. Peace.